Hi everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are having a really awesome Sunday. See, it does rain here sometimes. It has been raining here all day and I'm just putting the chickens to bed. And so I thought I would record my Sunday musing, which if you don't know, and you probably should by now, Sunday musings are basically an informal chat where I get to talk to you about some of the things that are on my mind, but aren't always necessarily directly related to electric vehicles. Today is definitely one of those days where we're going to talk about things that are not directly related to electric vehicles. I'm trying to hold the umbrella while also holding the camera. This is a challenge. Before I get on to today's video though, I do want to thank everybody who interviewed this week for the role of being social media manager at Transport Evolved. And I just realised that there are 2 chickens who have not gone to bed. Come on, you two, get your moves on. It was great meeting everybody. It was great talking to you all and interviewing you. We've got a shortlist now, and we're going to be talking to the shortlisted candidates this week. And hopefully, by the time that I talk to you next Sunday, we will have a decision as to who is going to be the new Transport Evolved social media manager. It is so exciting. I am very excited. It's the one day I normally count the chickens. Today I looked in there and went, they're all in there. And then I looked across and I saw 2 of them were not where they were supposed to be. Before we get into that, and before we leave the topic of talking about new hires, I do want to just thank you because something awesome happened this week. Namely that Kate Elliott, we call her Pure Kate, became an official Transport Evolved employee. If you don't know, Kate and I have been friends for a very long time. We've known each other since we were in our 20s, so, a couple of years. And she and I have been making silly videos together for a really long time, but she wasn't ever officially on the Transport Evolved staff. She did kind of casual work for me, but now she is, which is super exciting. And it's only possible thanks to you guys. She's only going to work for us 1 day a week, but it's 1 day a week. And hopefully we can expand it to other things, which means I don't have to do so much work, which means I'm going to be less stressed and hopefully a little bit more chill. So there you go. Now to the topic at hand for today's video, namely, are you going to be growing your food this year? Now, I know not everybody lives in the countryside. I'm very grateful. I live in the countryside. I have 1/3 of an acre here up in the hills. We're putting solar panels on. We have a wonderful garden. We're going to be growing our own vegetables, and we've already started. We've got the sprouts inside that are sprouting. We've got some onions that I'm starting off. And on my driveway where I'm standing here, the first daffodils are poking up. We've got some snowdrops over there. And we're going to have a great garden this year. We've got potatoes chitting inside, which is where they start, shooting, making their little shoots so they're ready to go into the ground. I've got some rhubarb over there in a pot. Behind me is some plants that some friends gave me, and so I'm very lucky. But I want to address the issue here of the misconception that to have a garden, you have to live in the country. To grow your own food, you have to have a garden. Neither of those things are possible. And so I want to talk to you today about growing your own food, whether it is growing your own food in your garden because you're lucky enough to have one, or whether it's considering starting a pot garden. Maybe you've got a couple of pots you can put on your patio. Maybe you've got a balcony. Maybe you've just got a windowsill that you can grow things on. And I want to know this year, are you going to give it a go? Now, obviously, in the world of COVID, we've gone out and about less. It's been the smart thing to do, to not go out, to not engage with people outside of your immediate household, because that increases risk, right? It increases risk of you having potentially infecting somebody or being infected by someone. And so becoming a little bit more self-sufficient is a great way of doing that. And so I want to know if you would consider growing some of your own vegetables this year. Maybe you've already done it. Maybe you want to tell me about what you've done to make things sustainable into the future. Now, you don't have to have a big garden. I'm going to put my umbrella down now. These pots here are more than enough to start off your own garden. Maybe it's putting some herbs in and having them next to your kitchen so that you can use fresh herbs, or herbs if you're in America. So you can use fresh herbs and make your dishes that you cook taste better because you're using super fresh ingredients rather than the freeze-dried stuff. Maybe you want to grow some lettuce so you can have salads. Lettuce, a lot of lettuce plants, things like rocket, are very, very easy to grow. They don't require a lot of attention. Chives is another great thing that's super easy to grow. You can grow it in a little pot. Or maybe you want to work with your kids and you want to teach your kids how things grow. And one great way of doing that would be to get some potatoes. Maybe find a potato that's already in your groceries and put that out to see if it will chit up. And if you get little green sprouts, not the white ones because that's not good, the little green sprouts, then maybe you can cut that up and put it in some compost and put it in a pot and watch that plant grow. It doesn't work with all potato varieties because some of them you need seed potatoes for, and there are issues if you use non-seed potatoes, but it can work. And even something like potatoes, you can go and order a few seed potatoes really cheaply. I got all of my seed potatoes, I think they were something like $2 a pound or something crazy like that from a local garden centre. And I've got them inside on a windowsill so that they're shooting, and then I'll plant them. But you could always plant a few potatoes in a deep pot, maybe not one that small, but something. Let me go over and I'll show you. Something this size. You could get a decent amount of potatoes from that if you put some compost in. It's not without hard work, but it's within the bounds of possibility for most people to have a go at growing something. Over here, I mean, even these are fantastic. These are little biodegradable pots made of cow manure, believe it or not. And these are great because once you use them, they're biodegradable. I can't remember what I'm growing in there right now. Oh, that's right. I'm growing some horse chestnuts. They're out there in the cold because horse chestnuts have to have cold weather before they grow. So why not give it a go? I'm going to try and put some links below in the description for some ideas for balcony and patio plants that you can easily grow in a small space. And maybe you could put aside a little bit of your budget, if you have some spare, to consider growing your own fruit or your own vegetables. Maybe you want to grow some tomatoes. There are some great cherry tomato varieties that don't need a lot of space. Cucumbers are generally pretty chill to grow. Maybe you just want to grow flowers that can be edible. Nasturtiums, you can eat nasturtiums. They're pretty and they're tasty. It's like 2 for the price of 1. So why not give it a go? Tell me below if you think it's a good idea or not. Maybe you've already done it. Maybe you think, why don't you just shut up? Because I already know what you're talking about. In which case, I will indeed shut up. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for supporting the channel. I hope that you continue to support the channel because it means we can get more people on board. This week has been really exciting for me because I've been able to get more people on board, more people on the team, and that means we can create more fun content. I've been doing all of the video editing pretty much, most of the presenting, most of the script writing. Morgan's been doing a great job with some scripts for us, but he doesn't write all of the scripts. I write a large number of them. So getting new people on board means that I can spend more time doing creative stuff rather than all the boring stuff like comment moderation and trying to figure out how to maximize our social media impact while also making sure that we hit all of the buzz. You know, I don't enjoy it. So hopefully the people that we ultimately bring on board will. Anyway, I've said enough. Keep evolving.